So, hello there, welcome back. Here I am on my lunch break. I don't have long to film this, but the tournament is returning. In May 2023, I did what was known by many people to be the best film tournament of all time. No, it wasn't, but I did a tournament last year, Cinematic Showdown, where it was kind of your normal knockout tournament. Each round, someone picks a movie. Best movie goes through. They pick a new movie until the final. It was a lot of fun. And I just thought this year I kind of realized the other day it was a year since I did it, and I thought I need to do it again, just as like an annual thing, because it was fun the first time. And I thought maybe I can add some new people, switch it up a little bit. So here we are, back again. Now, sadly, the finalist from last year, Christopher, has dropped out. He was too scared. He said he couldn't think of any new movies to suggest. So he's not in it. As are some other people who also dropped out or didn't come back in it. But we have some new people coming. We have some new competitors, some rookies. So, without further ado, let me explain the bracket. Something different this year is that the second and third round are going to have some wild card slots. So we're starting with 14 competitors. And each competitor is going to go up against one other person. The winner of each pairing will go through to the next round. However, this year there's going to be 5 wildcard slots in round 2. Meaning that out of the 7 losers, 5 of them are still going to go through. Right, we're going to get a second chance. Last year there was a couple harsh eliminations. And I felt like I wanted to add something so that, you can still have a chance of winning if you lose round 1. I just thought it'd make it more fun. Because of that, the second round is going to be, instead of 1 versus 1, it's going to be a 1 versus 1 versus 1 for everybody. There's going to be 4 different pairings of that. And then going through to the quarters, it's going to be the same thing, a 3 versus 3 or 1 versus 1 versus 1. A triple threat. The final, however, is obviously going to be just 2 on 2. But yeah, I just wanted to explain that. There's going to be a lot of battles. Something that is also worth saying is that to decide the pairings, I got each of them to pick their favourite movie poster of all time. Now, once they all picked, I put these from best to worst, which then kind of decided the pairing, because best was against worst, and then second best against second worst. I could have just picked out a hat, but I just wanted to do something a bit more fun. With that being said, let's meet the contestants. First up, we have Scott. His record is 4-0. An interesting fact is that all of his movie choices from last year were all from the year 2000 onwards. He didn't pick one that was pre-2000, which I think is a very interesting choice. He is, however, obviously the champion, so that's a big thing, that's pretty big. And his poster choice was A New Hope. Next we have Aaron, who is 0-1. He lost his only game last year. His only choice was in 2021, and I think it was the harshest choice because he picked Black Phone. I think that was probably the worst one. And his movie poster was Arrival. We also have Andy, who is 1-1 on his record. He won 1, lost 1. Very specific choices. His choices from different decades, but they felt very similar. Very similar kind of style in a good way. And his movie poster was Reservoir Dogs, which is very solid choice. We also have Sarah, whose record is 1-1. She's actually also the only person who picked a movie pre-50s. Not many people picked a movie even before the 80s. And Sarah picked one from 1946 last year, which, while knocking her out, it shows she's very versatile. So she's going to go far. She picked Jaws, as did Zach, who is a rookie entering the game. He's a bit of an unknown dark horse. I don't know how he's going to do, but Zach is our first rookie. Similarly, Lewis is also a rookie. He loves musicals. He loves George of the Jungle. And his movie poster was Phantom Menace. Going on to Emil, he was in it last year. He went out in first round, meaning his record is 0-1. His movie poster though was Blade Runner, which I think is probably the best one, and it did end up getting ranked first. And he is also from Denmark, which doesn't make too much difference, but as you see in the first round, it will. Ezra is 1-1. They picked 2 movies last year. They won 1, lost 1. They love Christopher Nolan, they loved Whiplash, and their movie poster was Nope. Now, going on to Jaden, who I think is probably the strongest person from last year who didn't get to the final. He's the only person I've rewatched movies of so far, besides one other. And similarly to Scott, he also only picked movies from 2000 onwards. He never picked any 1990s, 1980s, none of that. He picked 3 movies, all from 2000 onwards. So that's a very interesting. I'll see if he keeps doing that. His movie poster was Clockwork Orange, and Jaden is going to be a big person to take out, I think. Going on to Erin, who's another rookie. They've got some random choices she has, and sometimes she picks really good movies, sometimes not too great. So we're going to see how she gets on. But Erin could go either way. She could be out first. She could end up winning it. I'm not sure, but yeah, she's a new rookie. Hugo from last year, he's a tough one. He's got a good taste in movies. He went out in his first round. He did pick a movie from 1985, which not many people do. Not many people pick an older movie, so I do appreciate that. His movie poster was also Princess Mononoke. So yeah, Hugo went out first time last time, but like Aaron did, he could go really far this time. I think, especially with that wild card. That wild card changes a lot. Going on to Oscar. Oscar was a late arrival into the competition, so he didn't pick a movie poster. However, he did very well last year. He got to the semi-finals. His record's 2-1. He did pick 2 animated movies, which I'll be interested to see how that continues this year. And his other movie he picked was Vast of Night, which I've rewatched twice. It's the only movie I've watched twice since the competition. So it's probably the best movie of the competition. So yeah, Oscar could go very far, but he didn't pick a poster because he joined late. Izzy, on the other hand, is also a rookie. She did pick a poster. She picked Pan's Labyrinth, although she picked it after the pairs were done, so she didn't get to be paired in that way. But she picked Pan's Labyrinth. She loves Harry Potter, and she's my wife, so hopefully I can't be too biased there. So, in terms of the posters, it was pretty simple for me. It was quite tough in some ways, but overall it was quite simple. The two Jules poster choices, I paired them together. So Zach and Sarah, they're fighting each other. Then, from best to worst, I thought Blade Runner was best, New Hope, Metropolis, top 3, Reservoir Dogs, Clockwork Orange, Wolfman, Phantom Menace, Princess Mononoke, and Nope. That's the order I put it in. I could have really put it in any order because they're all great choices. But realistically, I think I did okay at ordering it. It's also vague because, like, am I ordering it from the best poster? What tells you most about the movie? Am I doing it about the artwork in general? Which one I'd rather have, on my wall? I didn't really specify, so it's a bit vague, but I think this is my order, which then meant the parents were decided. So for round 1, I asked everyone to pick an international movie, and by that I just mean not anything English, not anything American, something a bit more out there, right? An international one. We have pairing 1, which is Emil versus Ezra. Emil has chosen Riders of Justice, which is a Danish movie, so, maybe the fact he's from Denmark has helped him. And Ezra has picked Garden of Words. Now that one's a short movie, so I don't know if that's going to benefit them or, make them less likely to win. I don't know, but those are 2 very strong choices for sure. Now, something really exciting about this is that Emil and Ezra actually fought each other at the start of the last competition. They both fought each other round 1 last year. Ezra went through easy victory. But is Emil gonna get revenge? It's like a blockbuster, Rock versus John Cena year 2 kind of thing. So that one's really exciting, and I really think it could go either way there. I really don't know. In pairing 2, we have Erin, who's picked Itchy the Killer. She said it's very crazy, and we have Hugo, who's picked Perfect Days. Now it has to be said, Perfect Days is a strong choice. I wanted to see that just last year when it came out, and I was really down to see it. I've heard of many good things. So that could be the best one of the whole competition because I really wanted to see it. So I think Hugo is almost definitely through. But again, you never know. In the third fight, we have the Battle of the Jays. We have Jay versus Jaden. Jay has picked Metropolis, the animated version, which I'm really excited for. That one could be a real easy win. However, they're against The Sadness. And I'll be honest, I don't know what The Sadness is going to be like. I haven't seen any of these, obviously, but The Sadness is really strange from what Jaden said, but also it could really pay off for him. I don't know. But again, that's a very good battle. Battle of the Jays, which Jay will win. Battle number 4 is the latest edition that got added, the late entries. We have Oscar versus Izzy. Now, Izzy is picked In the House. I don't know anything about it, but I know it's meant to be quite good. As all of these are, to be fair. But from what I looked at, it looked quite good. Oscar has stuck with his animated theme, and he's picked Weathering with You. Now, I know Oscar likes his animations. He knows a lot about them, so I have a lot of faith in Oscar's choice. But which one am I going to prefer? I don't know. It's also worth saying I will have no favoritism towards Izzy. If anything, I'll actually enjoy her being eliminated just because it'd be funny to see her reaction. So there will be no bias at all. That has to be said. On the other side of the bracket, we have Scott versus Aaron. Now, this is a real big one. Scott is also could be in big trouble, I think. So Aaron chose Tampopo or Tampapo. I'm not sure, but Aaron's picked Tampapo. It looks like a very solid movie. It's very different to his one from last time, because last time he picked Blackburn. This time he's gone for one from the 80s. So I respect the switch. But yeah, very, very interesting to see. I'm not sure. Scott has gone away from his 2000 movies theme, and he's picked Nothing Left to Do But Cry. Now, there's a big disclaimer here, because Scott didn't actually pick that. He picked Life is Beautiful. Now, it's not a rule in the competition that you can't pick a movie I've seen, because I've seen a lot of movies. But there is a select few that I'm like, okay, you can't pick one if I've rated it like a 5 out of 5, or, 4.5. If I've given it a 3 or I've watched it once, no big deal. But Life is Beautiful, however, I do love that movie. So I kind of couldn't let Scott pick it. Scott, however, said Life is Beautiful, final answer. Because he's already given a couple before that he couldn't pick. So he kind of said Life is Beautiful, that's it. And I didn't know what to do there, because I didn't want to make him pick again, because he didn't want to pick again. But I couldn't let him choose it. So what I've done is I've got the director he's picked, and I've given him the second most highly rated movie that director made. It's got a very high rating, and we'll see how he gets on. But technically, he hasn't picked this movie, although that is his own fault that he's getting switched. He did not want to pick again, so I've had to choose for him. But I've tried to give him the movie closest to what he picked, so we'll see. I don't know. Scott might be out here. He could be in big trouble, but we'll see. That's a little asterisk I just wanted to explain. The next battle, though, we have Andy versus Lewis. Andy had Kung Fu Hustle, which is by far the best name of the whole competition. Lewis had La Dolce Vita, which I was actually going to watch this month anyway, because I'm doing like a 1960s thing. So I'm very interested in that. I know La Dolce Vita is a very highly rated movie. Kung Fu Hustle, though, just sounds brilliant. That just sounds amazing. So those two are going to be hard. That's going to be hard to pick. And then in the final battle, we have Sarah, who's picked A Dog's Will, versus Zach, who's picked Deerskin. Now, Dog's Will, I must say, I've heard a lot about. I've nearly watched it at times before. I know it's really highly rated, and it's got a lot of love. So that one could go really far. That could end up similar to Hugo's choice earlier. That could be the best of the competition, like, easily. Zach, though, is so, like, random and so unique. It could also be amazing, if that makes sense. It could be a real unexpected victory there. I'm not sure. Maybe I've got too high expectations for Zara's. I can't say. Pause the video. So, since recording that, there's been one little change in that Chris has joined the tournament. He originally said he didn't want to. He changed his mind, kind of got forced to change his mind, and he's now in the tournament. He was, besides Scott, obviously he's the only finalist of the tournament before, so it feels right that he's in it. He's going up against my auntie Jodie, who I've roped into it. She's a rookie, she doesn't know much, but she did pick this poster, which I thought was okay. Chris, I didn't ask for a poster because I knew they were getting paired, but Jodie wanted to pick one anyway. So yeah, they're up against each other. They're fixture 8. Chris has picked Iron Monkey from, I think, 1993. Looks a lot of fun. Any martial art one I'm going to look forward to. Jodie has picked the Swedish girl with a dragon tattoo, which I didn't even know existed, so fair enough. I'm very excited for that one. It's I think it's quite a long one though, so it could backfire. But overall, very solid choices. We have a fixture 8, and yeah, there we go. Back to past me, who did not know Chris was going to be in it. However, though, like I've said, there is a wildcard slot in the next 2 rounds. So even if, say, Sarah loses, she could still go through. And when I say go through, they go through on the other side as well. So it's not like she loses Zach and she's playing Zach next round. She'd be playing like Emil or Ezra or something. So yeah, a lot of excitement. Round 2 is not also going to be international. It's going to be a different category, a specific genre. I'm not going to say which one. Before I go, though, some predictions I have. I'm going to say Sarah, Aaron, Hugo, and Jaden could go really far. Like obviously they all could, but those are the ones that I look at and I go, okay, those are the strong contenders. Scott as well, obviously, but he's the champion. That goes without saying. you know, there's no weak point. I'll say that. They all have their own tastes. I'm very excited to see how it goes. Each round is going to be different as well. So I wouldn't say what the next round is, but it's going to be a specific genre they all have to pick from. And I'm hoping that each round kind of tests their variety, so that by the time whoever gets to the final wins, they've really picked out some gems and some really good ones. So yeah, I think the person most likely to win is I'm gonna go Sarah. I think Sarah could go really far. Sarah has some good taste. But yeah, there's a lot to look forward to. It'll probably take me a good week or two to get through all of these, but I will be back for episode 2 of the Cinematic Showdown 2024. Very excited times. And yeah, by the way, there is no Scorpion King. Elliot is not in it this year. His Scorpion King choice got banned from the competition. But yeah, other than that, I've been James. I'll see you next time. Give me suggestions if you have any suggestions. And yeah, here we go. Bye.